What happened before Fallout New Vegas? You know, to Benny before he shoots you in the opening. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues of comic books and break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. A man in a perfect suit lights a cigarette up, and he stares over the beauty of Las Vegas. This man, named Benny, says to himself that this town is his kind of town. Meanwhile, across the Mojave, a man named Chance is passing out from a drug high as his friend walks over to inform him the cons have a job. They meet up where the rest of the cons are making a map on the ground, one that shows where their missions are supposed to be, when Benny walks up in his perfect suit. The cons turn to him. "You're late." Fashionably so. Benny explains that the job is simple. Find the man called the Courier and take what he's carrying. Of course, the cons ask how valuable it is, and he tells them that it's only valuable to him. And there aren't any bodyguards because they don't want to draw any attention to the courier. But that's when Benny lights up another cigarette, and he sees the con named Chance beginning to sweat and stare at his cigarette. What the hell is his problem? "You're lighter. One of a kind." He likes fires. Chance was at Bitter Springs when the NCR hit, and he still sees it burning down at times. So he's another junkie, or is he clean? He's good in a fight, chems or not. Look at him, he's sweating and coming down. If he loses it, this is on you, cons. Don't worry, cons can carry their own. And that was it. It was settled that, regardless of Benny's opinion, Chance was coming with them to stop the courier. They set off the next day at sunrise, and the cons discuss how Benny is from the old world tribes. And while they might be able to beat him and might be able to take his lighter, there's a chance that Benny would win. He was in the original 3 families that Vegas swallowed and turned into the houses. Benny ignored their little talk though to try and figure Chance out, but Chance doesn't talk. That night, while the cons and Benny are trying to come up with their plans, they realize that Chance is missing. And that's because he's gone to the nearby town where the Legion are mass murdering everyone and burning the town down. Seeing the fire enrages Chance, and he runs into the little gang, gutting and killing as many as he can. The sheer rage in his eyes sends half of the Legion running, while the other half jumps in to get beat by Chance. Benny tells the rest of the cons to ignore him once they notice what's going on. Let Chance get himself killed, but the cons stick together, and they all run in to join the random fight against the Legion. And Benny is forced to join them, leading to an all-out fight. Everyone seems to be winning, but the Legion now has their entire local group jumping in, and they all begin quickly getting overwhelmed. That's when Chance goes crazy with rage as the leader tries to burn down everyone with a flamethrower. And Chance jumps through the flames, taking the nozzle of the flamethrower, turning it around, and blazing the leader's face off. With half of his own face burned off, Chance just sits there and Benny turns to him. "There, you feel better now?" Benny sees what he needs to do. The cons bandage Chance up and they try to explain to Benny that it's over. Chance won't be a problem anymore. But Benny doesn't believe it. Later that night, Benny stands over Chance as he wakes up smoking his cigarette. "Let me tell you a story, Chance. Before Vegas, the families of Vegas were tribes, and in that tribe, we had a singer. He was known for his songs, his attitude, and telling great stories. But as we moved into Vegas and our family took its place, the singer couldn't find anything to fall in love with. He clung to the old ways of our tribe, and the depression set in, and eventually, he found his own way to go back to the way things were, to his life before Vegas. You see, the singer would do anything to go back. Now, I'm not that man. I want to move forward, but that item the courier is carrying, that's the key. It'll bring the Mojave to me." Then Benny pulls a bottle of drugs out of his pocket and he leaves it on the ground. Thought you might want this. Thought you might want to go back to the old ways, to lose yourself for a bit. Benny then walked away, leaving the bottle next to Chance. He lay there for a while, and then eventually he drank it, and slowly, everything began to black out. The next morning, the rest of the cons found their friend Chance dead, and they assumed that it was from his wounds in the fight. But the truth? Well, we really don't know what was in that bottle, do we? The cons bury their brother, and the group moves on to Good Springs, where they wait for the courier to arrive, because they still need to catch him. Benny still needs the item that the courier is carrying. This story continues into the video game Fallout New Vegas, because Benny does find the courier at the start of that game. I hope you guys enjoyed this little prequel to the actual game, because it gives you a little bit more character to Benny. I'm Benny for Eligible Monster, and I'll see you guys next time right here.